So we'll be performing the second movement of the Haydn C major piano sonata, Adagio. And this is Jeremiah Owens, a student of mine at the University of Colorado in Colorado Springs. Go ahead and let's start. So let's start at the beginning again, and part of what makes music so much fun is the inevitability of time. So you always want to feel that time is sort of carrying you along, and what we do with time is what makes it so interesting for the listener. So let's try it one more time, and imagine you're a very temperamental diva opera singer.
Okay.
And while you take freedoms, always still have direction in every phrase. So let's try the beginning. Sing the melody as much as you can, but really try to feel it as one long line all the way into the second measure. Let's try it one more time. So how does what emotions does this opening evoke for you?
Like you said, a diva. I mean, we've got this strummed chord. It's just kind of, presenting.
Mm-hmm.
Here I am, and then, right away an arpeggio.
So it's in a major key.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? What kind of happy is it? Is it excited, happy, content, serene, happy? There's many different kinds of.
It sounds excited, serene.
So which one? Excited would imply more energy.
Yeah, I guess maybe the first movement's more excited.
Yeah.
Kind
So
of joking.
I feel like there's a real contentment about this one that brings some warmth along with it. So can you try to make the first chord quite a bit warmer? So you bring us in with this wave of warmth and happiness.
Okay.
Try it one more time. Try sort of speeding up as you go up, but it should still feel like a luxurious sweep or flourish.
Okay.
So let's change the pedal so we really hear the first F alone before the left hand comes in again.
Okay.
And change. So how can we make this more of a line and less vertical?
Maybe not accenting the grace note.
Right.
In one
yeah.
motion.
Exactly. So can you try doing the shape that you're doing, but then hear a real diminuendo?
Okay.
So I would also suggest don't leave this F.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you just connect all the way to the end of the line, we'll get a lot more of the oneness of it. Try it one more time.
Okay.
Change. So are you subdividing this first beat, or how are you counting? Eighth notes, sixteenths, or just quarters?
It's eighthness, I think is what it's right now.
So you're just thinking one and
two and dun. Yeah.
So let's see if your rhythm changes if you try counting the 16th notes.
Okay.
One, E, and Did you notice anything?
I was just focusing on counting the 16
Yeah. What I noticed is that your beat now was a full, complete beat. Yeah, and before it was
Diminished.
quite a bit short. Yeah, quite a bit shorter than a full beat.
Okay.
So I think at least 16 notes. I would even challenge you to think 30-second notes.
Okay.
But at
I'm
least
gonna write that in.
16. So subdividing in the slow movement is especially important because it's so easy just to cut the long notes short.
Definitely.
Yeah. Let's try it again. Keep singing. Keep it warm. Great. That was so much better. Just one thing I noticed at the end of the second phrase is this kind of cut off. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Making
So what
an
did I
eighth
just...
note instead of a quarter note.
No, well, even if it's an eighth note, and I release it like this, how am I releasing it?
More quickly.
With my finger, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah, so as you diminuendo, try releasing the note with your wrist so it gets that natural taper.
Okay.
Yeah, so if your fingertip is following the wrist and the wrist is leading, it'll always produce that very natural, nice diminuendo.
All right.
Yeah. So let's try
Start
it just
here?
from there, yeah. Great, and I would challenge you to also subdivide on this note.
The first
So,
G.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because we want that rhythm to be absolutely precise. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So subdivide into 30 seconds on that, right?
All right.
Good, let's try just that measure again and let's go on. Good, let's try just this part and try releasing it with the wrist. Yes. Did you
Okay,
hear the
yeah,
difference?
that-
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, so it's that natural taper that we can't really get any other way on the piano. It's very easy for singers to do, but we have to imitate that.
Right. As
Yeah.
the damper goes down the wrist instead of the finger. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Good, let's try the next part. Good, so before we
Need to work on that run.
handle the scale, now your half note with the sforzando felt a bit short to me. So see if you can think 16 notes on the half note,
Okay.
which will really make it seem long, but it's sort of a dramatic sforzando anyway.
Yeah.
So if we hold it its full length, it'll really produce the effect that Haydn wanted, I think.
Okay.
So let's try it from here. You know, as you play the first note, it's long and it keeps dying. Try to listen to the diminishing sound of that note, so that when you come in with this, so that your first C matches
Oh, the dying F.
the right, exactly.
Okay.
So let's try to play the run on the level of the diminishing F.
Okay.
Yeah. Try it just one more time. It was
Yeah.
still a bit loud for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm trying to think 17th notes too.
Yeah. One. So we're just missing the B flats. Yeah, try it slowly once. Nice.
And without a crescendo or with one?
Well, let's do a crescendo the first time, so when it happens another time, we can do the diminuendo.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we want to make
Make it more
them,
interesting.
yeah, a little different. So for a violinist, this would be pretty easy to make it all on one bow for the run, right? So for the pianist, the bow is our arm. So how can we practice this to put all the notes on the bow?
Maybe leaning as we go up, the wrist is leading.
Well, you still want the fingers to lead, because if the wrist is leading, it could get ahead of your fingers.
Okay.
But we worked on playing 2 notes, 3 notes on one motion, 4 notes on one motion. So try, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 notes, and try to keep adding them so
Just
that
building it.
so that eventually we could have all those notes on in one motion or on one bow.
Okay.
Yeah. So try it a few times. So let's go up to the B flat first. Yeah, and so try it again and really making one motion. Good, yeah. And now let's try going up to the D. Yeah, I'm not at a good angle. Good, let's try to go all the way to the F sharp. So try speeding up.
A little bit of this.
Yeah. Try speeding up and not doing in and out motions, but make it as linear as possible. And try speeding up as you go.
Oh, okay.
Because eventually you want to accelerando all the way to the top D, right? Yeah. I'm still seeing you kind of moving in and out or up and down. Yeah. So just like a 2-note slur, it should feel just like a 2-note slur. Yep, so try to keep your thumb closer to the black keys.
Okay.
So you don't have to travel to play with the thumb. Yeah. Yeah, and try leaning your knuckles just slightly this way.
F
So,
sharp.
yeah.
Shoot.
Yes, the E natural F sharp.
No, I'm just.
E natural. Right. So as you practice it, just keep adding more and more notes, but
Okay.
always accelerando to the top note.
Okay.
Yeah. And that way you'll get the sense of the whole run being in one motion.
Okay. And is the D at the top short, or just kind of?
Yeah, you want it to resonate, so not like super dry, but still, he marks the staccato, so still short.
Okay.
Yep, short but resonant.
Okay.
So let's go on from there. So what was our tempo in the very beginning?
Slowing in that.
1 E. Well, actually it was 1 E and 2 E, so that would be,
Right.
yeah, so we have 30 seconds now.
All right.
Good. Instead of preparing the second note of the slur, is there any way that you could try it in 1 down and then 1 motion?
Okay. Even
Yeah.
though slow. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So even this slow, we want every physical gesture to imitate the musical gestures. So unless there's a synthesis between the two, we're not going to get the desired musical effect, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So every time you do see a slur, think of it as being in one motion in your arm.
Bow.
Yeah. On the bow, but always just one motion in the arm. And, not late, right?
Yeah, I was. Okay.
Yeah, so keep thinking 16.
I'm that one. And
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So try from the downbeat and really keep thinking 16ths.
Okay.
up to here,
Mhm.
where would you say is the low point? Because the danger is that it can sort of sound all monotonous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have all these moving 16th notes.
Up to here, you said?
Yeah, if you look at that phrase. Because this kind of stays up high.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's
And
coming
where's
down.
the first? That's the
Here.
first jump down,
Yeah.
right? Yep. And then he starts sort of expanding it from here.
Mhm.
Yeah. Good. So your instinct is absolutely right on.
Okay. I was worried.
No. Yeah, nothing wrong with your musical instinct. So as you go around the curve.
Yeah.
Yeah, this force is pulling you down, and then really start from a very low point there, so we have lots of room to build.
That must be why you slurred it that way. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. We can lift at the end of the slur and then really come down, so we have room to build.
Okay.
Yeah. So try it again. Try it again from this beautiful lyrical melody. Try to make it as warm as possible
Okay.
in tone. Good pedal. And even more. Yeah, so how can we make this one motion? So all of these notes are, yeah. So you can actually lift. Right, so you can
Okay.
lift at the end of that slur.
Okay.
So following Haydn slurs actually will make it easier.
Yeah.
Right. And still building. So see how long that line is?
Yeah. Very long and slow, so it's.
Right, exactly. So we
Okay.
need to sing through every 16th note
Mhm.
and really come down at the low point and keep building all the way to the end.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's go all the way back and try that. So watch out for the B flat. Your first one's a B flat, and then it's the B
Yeah,
natural. Sforzando. Another one. One motion. And low point.
Right.
Yeah. Could that be much softer?
Okay.
Yeah, and then more, and still more, all the way to the end. And then here he starts something new, see what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So keep the line moving and building all the way through this left hand.
Okay, so that's where the phrase is.
Yeah.
And then it's new.
Right,
Okay.
and then it's something new. This was beautiful the way you came down.
Okay.
Did you hear the nice color?
Yeah.
So use the pedal for warmth too.
Mhm.
We don't want the pedaling to be necessarily heard or obvious,
Mhm.
but it's really nice to use it to warm up the harmonies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make the other strings vibrate. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go on from that where we stopped. Good, let's stop there. So, do you find anything peculiar if you look at what he does throughout this section? Does anything jump out at you about the contour?
Well, we're going up an octave, and
Yeah, so he comes down all the way to that low G.
right.
Then you're in the middle register, the left hand
Mm-hmm.
is still low, and then you're
Climbing
going.
up all the way to the F.
Yeah, so that's the span of more than 4 octaves.
Yeah.
So in a short time, he's exploring all these different registers.
Okay.
Yeah, and
And
of
only
course,
4 measures. Wow.
Yeah, and on his, on the forte piano, he couldn't get the richness that we can on the modern piano. So let's exploit that. So
Okay.
really show the different various colors of each register and enjoy those.
Okay.
So let's go from the end of this phrase, and then really listen to the color of each of these arpeggios from that one and the one coming down.
Okay.
And then this is very lyrical, right? And this all sings, and then the arpeggios just keep climbing up, and really enjoy the sparkle and brightness of that high register when you get there.
Okay.
And all the way to the F.
Mm-hmm.
So don't shy away from that because that's our high note.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's try to enjoy every register.
With a little bit of expanded time here, or is it pretty?
Oh yeah, just as if you were Renee Fleming and you were trying to reach that high F.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a pretty high note for anybody. So a little bit of time is definitely necessary, and you can feel free. So even as you get into it, feel free to take time.
Okay.
So every leaf can be expressive in this.
Okay.
Yeah, let's try it. Yeah, so don't be afraid to sing, don't shy away from it just because it's so low. Don't be afraid to sing all the way through that too.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you make it just a little bit more of a duet so your left hand is responding to what your right hand just did?
Definitely.
Yeah, let's try that. Now left hand responds. Good, you were doing so great. So if you eliminate this little pause, then this can really be one statement.
Okay.
Was there a reason for
Just making sure I had the A.
just making sure you had the right notes? So I love what you did here, and your hands were really having a conversation. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah, when you said that, it made sense. I'm gonna write that down too.
Yeah, so there's constant dialogue. He does this so well. So once you get here, he's constantly making the line longer, right?
True.
So you had this one, and this one was like a measure and two measures, and this one is more notes and longer.
Yeah.
So yeah. So follow his lead. When the notes keep moving, keep the line going all the way to the end there.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's go from there maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. And now use the pedal and even more. Yeah, see, it's okay. So you can make this grace note even shorter since he does write it as a grace note. Right,
Okay.
yeah. So really enjoy the resonance of the trill. And that doesn't have to be metronomical either.
And then,
Yeah,
okay.
so let it bloom and let it sort of diminuendo naturally.
Okay.
We don't want to add beats, but
Is 2/3 the best fingering there?
yeah, I think 2/3 is great.
Okay.
So let's try the tail end of this and then take a little bit more time on the trill.
One more time. Be expressive. I noticed that you started to force the sound a little bit. So when we're trying to sing, that's sometimes a natural thing to do, to press down on the keys. But to keep it open, we still need to play on an up. Okay.
So try to resist the temptation to force the sound. So let it open up. So still keep playing up with a free arm, so that it just sort of grows naturally.
And so was the trill also forced, or was that a little better?
No, it can crescendo a little bit more. So if it blooms more, then you have more room to diminuendo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're thinking of opening up the sound in this passage, just think of adding more weight into the keys instead of forcing the sound. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just feel your arm becoming heavier as you crescendo. So
Okay.
in that way, it has to actually relax more instead of get more tense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So think of relaxing more weight and singing through the sound.
Okay.
Yeah. That's better. So here I notice that you're kind of tense going up to the F.
Okay.
Yeah, can you try just this? And reach for the F but without tension. Good, try crescendoing a little more. Yeah, that's a lot more free and your sound is still
Yeah.
open.
And it was all in one. Okay.
Yeah, so try going back to where that starts. Good, so let's try starting the trill a little bit less, crescendoing in the middle. So it's like this
that D
flower
was
that
pretty
opens
like
up.
bombarded.
Right, exactly.
So don't accent that one.
Right.
Okay.
So try starting it less so it has room to grow. Let's try
Okay.
just the trill. And he writes the D with your left hand note, and I actually prefer because it's just a grace note. Yeah. So try the C with the G. That's a lot better. So we need a little more crescendo.
Yeah, before it dies away.
Yeah. So if trills
I
are,
think that 16th note too.
yeah, if the trills are more, if the trill is more even, it doesn't have to be as fast as you think. So instead of making it like super fast and speeding up, try playing it a little bit more evenly, but more slowly.
Okay.
Too, yeah. Try it one more time with the
Yeah.
right left hand.
It's still quieter to start off. with.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. Good. So you can really use rotation from your elbow for the trill too.
Okay.
So as you speed up, the amount of rotation can decrease, but you still need some so that your arm stays relaxed.
Okay.
As soon as and you can also experiment moving your arm up and down. That helps as long as you're changing the level of your wrist. Your arm can stay relaxed. If your wrist kind of stiffens or freezes up, then the sound disappears because your weight's not going into the keys. Yeah. So try just the trill by itself and still rotating as you speed up.
Yeah, it's just becoming
Yeah,
a finger action. at that
right.
point.
Keep rotating. Try a slightly higher wrist. Good. Try doing triplets.
Rotation's better.
Yeah, so practicing triplets can help to maintain the rotation.
Okay.
Anyway, good. So I think we've covered a lot. And a lot of the same things are happening when the theme returns.
True.
So really aim for the long lines and singing an open sound. Yeah, and really exploring his language, you know, where there's dialogue, where there are character changes and all of that. But his articulation markings are pretty clear. And just the music speaks so well for itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremiah. So my student Jeremiah Owens will be playing the C-sharp major prelude from J.S. Bach's Well-Tempered Clavier, Book 1. beginning a little bit.
Okay.
So it's still a bit too much pedal for me.
Okay.
And for Bach, I think,
Mhm.
because he would not have had a pedal on the harpsichord, and this would have been performed on the harpsichord. I don't think it would work as well on the organ, but I think it's also possible. But even on the organ, because you're letting go of the keys there, there's not a sustaining pedal that would blur harmonies.
Right.
Yeah. So let's try making a really long line with your right hand.
Okay.
So all the way to the end of the 16 notes, where the left hand takes over, right? So let's try your right hand alone first. So keep listening. So he's just still coming down from that line, right? Your high point was A sharp. And then, see?
Okay.
So this is just decorated, but the motion is just all a descending line from that peak. right?
Great.
Yeah. So let's really try to make it a line.
Just the right hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you think of that?
It was better than the first time I played it.
Yeah?
But it could still be more dynamic, I think.
Yeah, for me there's not enough crescendo
Okay.
because if we don't get to the top of the hill, there's nowhere to come down, right?
Especially the G sharp to the A.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the entire progression of so all the E sharp, F sharp, G sharp, all those notes build to the A sharp.
Okay.
Yeah, try once again really crescendoing with each measure. Yeah. So that sounded a lot more like a line.
Okay.
So it's easy to sort of make this tail end stick out as its own separate thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Unless it's part of this diminuendo. So even the G sharp can't be too soft, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And really, it's the last measure.
Right.
That's a real
So
diminuendo.
save your diminuendo, right? So stay at the top a little bit longer so that this still feels like part of the line.
Okay.
Yeah. Try once again, just right in.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Now the trick is to keep that last measure even.
All even. Yeah.
Yeah, to kind of sing. Try that a few times. So still really very clear releases. Nothing is. That's a lot better.
Okay.
So often the release is just as important as the attack of the note, but
That
it's
makes
not
sense.
something we always think about.
Right.
Yeah. Good. Let's try just your left hand doing that same sort of shape.
On the second.
No, just the
from
beginning.
Okay.
So I kind of see your body kind of sitting down on each note.
Yeah. Probably.
So, right, our body language translates directly into our phrasing. So try really thinking about this as one line.
Okay.
Yeah. So instead of sitting down on each downbeat, think of it as part of this long line. Right. So singers always have, well, they always practice imagining this line, and breathing, and always singing notes in a line.
Okay.
So if you can so instead of thinking of a line this way as you play, try imagining a line going straight in front of you,
All right.
and see if that changes your body language.
Yeah, because I noticed I was still doing.
Right, yeah, so if we kind of sit on each downbeat, it'll tend to kind of break it up and make it more vertical. So really imagine these left hand downbeat notes just all in the straight line in front of you. Yeah, so they're all on the same string.
picture it and it kind of came out that way too.
Yeah, it did.
You're right, it does translate right into the phrasing.
Yeah, exactly. No, that was a huge difference
Okay.
from the first time you played it, especially. Good. So let's try making that line happen with both hands now.
And quick question,
Yeah.
these quarter notes, are they held all the way to the staccato octave, or are they slightly let off before, like, or is it?
I think because of the fast tempo, and it's usually done fast. You can connect them, but then release the eighth note.
Okay.
It's a little bit harder to create the line, you know, if
Yeah.
you separate every single note.
Okay.
So try connecting them to the eighth note, but always separating the eighth note. Good, let's try that hands together. Great. That was the most graceful that you've ever played that.
Oh,
over.
good.
Yeah. Did you notice how nice the ending was too?
Mhm.
You really
Yeah.
took care of the end of the phrase, which is
Yeah.
beautiful.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was great. So it should be fun, right?
I'm having a little bit of trouble keeping the left hand even. It's kind of getting swung.
Oh, I
So-
see. Try it slowly once. Yeah, so keep it singing all the way to the end. So try it now closer to tempo.
Maybe it's the
Maybe it's the
fingering.
fingering, right?
Oh, okay. I missed that 5 there.
Oh, I see. Yeah, how did that feel?
Yeah, I'll
Was
just,
it just the
pay attention
5?
to that 5.
Yeah. Because the 5 sets you up.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll get a pencil that actually works. So let's try the left hand phrase, and with the right hand doing the same sort of long line. So I would really refrain from the pedal here still.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you really need it because of the legato 16 notes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it should be legato.
Yeah, as the pedal really takes away from the articulation here.
Mm-hmm.
And we lose the clarity, and then we sort of lose the joyfulness of the character.
Okay.
Yeah. So try it from where the left hand takes over.
Both hands?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's interesting, your left hand is doing great on its own, and then when you're putting it together, you're starting to move, and like,
Back and forth.
yeah, you're starting to move back and forth, which is making your playing less efficient there. Try your left hand alone again and see if you notice. Yeah, so the way you're rotating right now is perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just try to keep that
Yeah,
going.
try to keep that hands together. Yeah, that's much better. This first accent, yeah, we don't get enough of, but this for sure we don't get enough of, right?
Okay.
So this one is in the high register. So in order for us to get the accent, you really have to leave the quarter note and place it.
Okay.
Right? So try it once again and make a big point of the accent on G sharp. Good. But to have an open sound, still play it on an up instead of a down. So the piano still rings on an up.
Okay.
Right. previous 3 phrases?
Well, he marked it specifically. He didn't put a crescendo, he just put the lines, and specifically crescendo the forte at the end, without a diminuendo.
Right, so is it the same length as far as the phrase goes as the previous 3?
Yes, isn't it? Yes. But it's the left hand's in a higher register, right?
Well, let's look at the previous ones. Were passing the theme from one hand to the other, right?
Mhm.
And so this right hand one. And here it passed to the next hand, right?
Right.
But the 4th time,
Oh, it's the left hand. Okay.
right, so this time it's 1, 2, 3 measures longer.
Oh, okay.
And so this crescendo needs to just keep building and building and building. And
To the left
it
hand.
never really cadences the same way that the other ones do, right?
Yeah.
So we need to really sustain the direction and keep it moving.
Okay.
So there's sort of a bigger force behind this one. So these are all shorter and really, I would start this one even softer just because the build-up takes
a
so
bit
long,
larger,
right?
okay. Okay.
Right, so we have to sustain that forte.
Yeah.
So for the forte to be sustained and for the 16th notes to be really clear, you just need to be really comfortable with the notes, right?
Mhm.
And this becomes so chromatic, right? So this like happy, carefree prelude turns into a very intense chromatic section here.
Mhm.
So he's almost going away from the character, isn't he?
Yeah, these are kind of statements where these were just kind of happy.
Yeah, so whereas we got 1 accent per line, now we're getting accents every 2 bars.
Yeah.
Yeah, so really utilize those accents to build tension. Because then, like, the closer you get to home again,
Right.
yeah, the more welcome we'll feel at home
Okay.
when it returns. Good. So keep working on the long lines and really analyze the lengths of your phrases.
True. That
so-
longer one. Okay.
Yeah, so that really influences the build-up and the articulation and everything. Yeah,
All right.
great.
Thank you.
Good job, Jeremiah. Thanks.
Thanks.